how's it going? Just on my forest walk. It's a beautiful day. I don't think I've had a chance to talk about this yet, but so I got to cosplay for the first time this year. I know, weird, right? Because people just would say, you're in a cosplay business. Yeah, but I didn't start out that way. So I started out as a collector, collecting like Star Wars figures, what are now vintage figures. They weren't vintage when I was a kid. I was buying them like, for 50p in the 80s, second hand. I guess I'm like a second generation Star Wars fan. And I started again during lockdown trying to complete the, 117 run. Realised they're just ridiculously expensive and I was like, I need another fix. That's when I discovered 3D printing and that you can make your own Star Wars helmets and start a Jedi workshop, right? But I did so just because as a collector, I was like, wait, I can make my own Star Wars helmet and display them as part of my collection for relatively cheap. That's wicked. I'm going to do that, right? And then as I did that and got more known in the community, obviously cosplayers started getting in touch with me and going, can you make this? Can you make this? And can we do full armor and all this? And I was like, yeah, man, of course I can. And sort of got into it that way. If I'm honest, I mean, obviously I was aware of cosplayers. I was just never really drawn to it. And if I'm honest, I just always thought it was a bit weird. I don't mean to offend anyone by that. I'm just trying to be honest, right? And then my mate, we went to, we went to my friend Nuri's festival, Feel the Force over in Cork, Ireland. Loads of cosplayers, Fiverr First were there the first year, Real Icons were there the second year. My mate's a big cosplayer. And I didn't really have anything to cosplay in, so but I wanted to be part of the parade the first year. So I asked the kiddies face painter to do me up as Darth Maul, you might remember. It's just me walking in a parade in shorts and a vest and a weird Darth Maul child's face paint with a mustache. Anyway, it was fun. But this year, my friend who dresses as a Stormy wanted me to cosplay. So he got me this Kylo Ren costume, but it came with a pretty cheap mask. So I made my own helmet, which was a lot of fun. And it's one of my favorite helmets now. And the costume material and stuff was pretty good, fairly accurate. So I wore that. And I absolutely flipping loved it. It's like, how do I describe it? So, it's hot as hell. It's uncomfortable. We're trooping around in 30-degree heat. I'm wearing leather bloody motorbike trousers, leather, and 3 layers of black basket weave cloth. I'm wearing a helmet I can barely see in. I'm sweating my tits off. It's uncomfortable, right? But when a little kid sees you and goes, oh my god, that's Kylo Ren, and they're terrified of you, and then you go and high five them, or they're just not scared of you and they want a photo with you, the feeling is indescribable because of the joy that they experience. And you're there walking around as this evil character, but I had the biggest smile on my face under that helmet for the whole time, and it's addictive. You have to watch yourself, with the heat and hydration and stuff. You have to have regular breaks, but as soon as you are, you're like, I want to go back out there, because it's just so cool. And then I saw this photo this morning on Facebook from the Mando Mercs Builders group. I don't know this person, but the cosplay caught my eye because it looks like a Boba Fett prototype, but it's not. It's completely custom. It's all white and beautiful. And I thought, how elegant is that? And it's taken her husband and her a year to build this costume, and then she's finally got approved, and that's amazing. But just the look and the style of the costume got me thinking. So first off, after the festival, and I cosplayed, and my mate was like, I told you you'd like it. And I'm like, yeah, all right, you were right. And he's like, but it so suits you. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, it just suits your personality. And I'm like, what? Because I'm fucking bipolar. Cheers, mate. He's like, well, yeah, emo. And I'm like, yeah, fair play. Light in the dark, Kylo Ren, emo kid. He's right. But when I saw this white costume on the Mando's group, I was like, all I could think of was elegance. It just looks so elegant. And what cosplay really is, and look, yeah, there is an element of, I think a lot of people who are neurodivergent, ADHD, autistic, are drawn to cosplay because we get to hide behind armor and then sort of transform ourselves and feel comfortable in social situations, right? I go through that too. And yeah, to a certain extent that's true, but also what it actually does is sort of express your personality and who you truly are, you know? And when you're wearing it, you change. And my mate Nuri said this, and it's true. I see him, as soon as he puts the costume on, he walks completely different, like stomping down the street full of confidence and joy, and he just owns the character, you know what I mean? And I felt it when I put Kylo on, because you can't just walk into a room like hunched over and shy and can't, you know, don't say boo to a goose, because it feels weird. So you naturally, like, people are going, dude, you look so tall. And I'm like, I feel tall. I feel taller. And they're like, I think Kylo Ren is pretty tall. He's like 6 foot odd or something. Like, probably the same. But dude, you're walking different. And I'm like, I know. You do. You walk a bit taller. You walk a bit more gracefully. You sort of move slower and scan the room and see who's kind of checking you out, who's scared of you, and you go up and you interact with them and make them feel good, or see who's loving it and you go up to them, and you do it just. And that's not hiding behind the character, that's expressing a part of yourself, right? Anyway, it was just a lot of fun, and I'm now addicted, and I can't wait to do it again and try different characters and just see how that comes across, see how that feels, you know? And it's all part of the process, building the costume, putting little pieces together, improving it, seeing what works. You know, like I've got the hood, the Kylo hood, but whenever the wind blows, it just flipping flies off. You don't know because you can't feel it. So I was chatting to one of the fellow cosplay guys there, and he was like, oh, dude, why you stitch some magnets into it, put some magnets on the inside of the helmet. I'm like, oh, that's genius. You know, just improving little things like that. And yeah, I mean, look, I think about 90% of my followers are cosplayers already. So you're already aware of this, and you're probably going, yeah, Ash, like what? You've only just experienced it? But for maybe the 10% who hasn't, or who were collectors like me, or who are just slightly intrigued by it, or who think it's weird like I did, give it a go, man, because it is a lot of fun. It is, and everyone I've met was just brilliant. Like, just warm, welcoming family, look after each other, you know, look after each other's costumes, spot things on each other's costumes, just help each other, and it's just such a beautiful community. And I just wanted to say that. All right, I gotta go. I will catch you on the flip side. Namaste. This is Way. Peace.
Doesn't sound so bad to me.